Awesome. Okay, welcome everyone. I'm excited to do some training with the team. I feel that we're all fired up and we have lots of stuff that we can share with each other. I'm just going to turn my Facebook off in the background so we don't hear things all night. All right. So for those that don't know me, so I'm Alicia. I'm in Hobart. I have 3 kids and I'm a master seller with Direct Sellers. And I love this team. Lots of positivity happening over here. I'm in love with it. It's amazing. Okay, so tonight I thought we might, like, a few of us are doing some Ray Higdon training, and if you don't know who he is a network marketing guru. Just amazing, like just awesome. And so I just wanted to pass on some tips from that. And I know that a lot of us use social media and like messaging and things like that. So I kind of wanted to also go through some do's and don'ts with that as well. I'll get Zanny to share some of her wisdom and Christy as well. Some things that we've been learning. I only want to like try and keep this to an hour at the most because I know that Tahei is in New Zealand and it's like super late. And people kind of tune out after an hour. So firstly, congratulations on being here tonight because, you know, you're taking time out for yourself, but that's investing in you and that's super important. We were just saying before we started recording that personal development in this industry, well, Sylvia's joining us. Hey, Sylvia. Personal development should be 80% of your business, really. And personal development takes, you know, so many different forms. It can be, listening to, you know, network marketing pros. It could just be reading, leadership books, or, you know, if you're into reading or listening to, you know, Audible, various different like mindset kind of books. So personal development, it's not just improving you for your business sake. There's that side of personal development, which we'll kind of touch on tonight, you know, that's going to help you be better at network marketing, but also things that like just helping what's going on up here. And you have to kind of start accepting that you are ready for success, and that can take a lot because we've all got baggage. Trust me, I've got so much baggage. And that can affect us and how we do our business and how we interact with others and things like that. So personal development, you know, I think they say you should at least read a page of a book every day. If you're not into reading, listening to something, you know, YouTube is a gold mine for personal development with network marketing, especially. Like there is so much on YouTube. If you don't follow Ray Higdon on social media, then you should. He does offer some free tidbits and things like that. But something that I've definitely picked up in the last couple of weeks, so myself and I know a couple of the other girls in the team managed to become part of Ray Higdon's Rank Makers group. And I know he'll open up again in September. So we'll let you know. If you're not in that already, doesn't matter. He will be opening it up again. Anyways, I was listening to one of his, so he goes live in there every day and gives tips and action steps and things like that. And he was saying the other day that he's invested in hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal development for him and his wife. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, like most of us, like, well, I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, we know. But investing that little bit that you can. So to be part of Rank Makers, it's like $20 a month. I'm totally okay with this. So, you know, I can squeeze it into my budget. It's worth thousands. Like even Zanny's a store and you're like going, oh my God, that's amazing. But the other, like what I kind of recognize from that is like, you know, and he still continues to pay money for personal development. Like, you know, people pay him to learn stuff, but he's or paying off, you know, other people, and they're not necessarily people in the same industry as him. It's just, you know, he might do like a psychology course or, you know, things like that. But then obviously he's filtering into us. So investing in that, like I was having, I had a coaching call today with a lady. Like, she reached out to me and she's like, I can see that you have blocks that are stopping you from being successful. And it's so fascinating, that whole mind thing, and how we trick ourselves into thinking that we're not good enough, and how then that can filter into, like my mind was just blown. I had so many aha moments. But anyway, she has like a course. It was like $5,500 for this, 6-month course, and I will invest in it at, and it's telling myself, instead of telling like an example of what she's saying is, instead of, she's like, you'll go, I can't afford it. Well, that's you telling your brain that you can't afford it, and you actually never will be able to, ever, because you are telling yourself that you cannot do it. Whereas if you open up, like, I don't know, we all have different beliefs on how stuff works, but it's power of positive thinking. It's all it comes down to, is the power of positive thinking, that, you put it out there, like, I am worthy. I am totally going to be able to afford that, because my business is going to smash it out. I'm just going to, like, for me, booking New York, terrifying. Booked it. Oh, crap, I've got to pay for that now. But it was more like, well, I'd rather book it and know that I have to work my butt off to make it happen. And it will happen. It will just fall into place. And just, there's so many different aspects of our brain that have been programmed to just believe that we're not good enough, or that we can't be open to success in all aspects of our life. It could just be, she asked me, what's the most I've ever made with network marketing? And I told her, and she said, you've put a cap on yourself. She said, because I was telling her I was having such a great month, and blah, 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 and things happen. And she said, I've put a cap on it without knowing, and that I've stopped myself from ever crossing over that barrier of earning more, because I've told myself that I'm not worth more, right? And it's fascinating. And the thing is, when I do this training, she's like, filter it into your team, filter it to your kids, filter it to your husband, so that's what I'll end up doing. But anyway, that's the power of mindset, and we could talk about that all night. So you just, I know in the past when I've been, pushing for promotions and things like that, and or even just wanting to keep a positive mindset for the month. Again, people have different ways of doing this, but, the power of positive affirmations every morning, I'm not huge on that. But what I would do is write what I wanted on my mirror, and I use a Sharpie, like a permanent marker. It does come off. And I'd write them on my mirror, and I'd look at it every single day. And when I do that, guess what happens? I get those goals. Or the other thing that I do is I've called them steam dreams. Like in the shower of a morning, just writing in the shower. Yeah, Christy, steam dream. You write it in the shower. So I'll be like, well, I've told myself I want to bring in there's two types of goals, and I'll talk about that in a second, but that I want to recruit 10 people into my master sellers business, because I figured that then that's going to help. I've worked out that, well, that's like $1,250 which is going to then help pay for New York. And I just write it in my shower every day. 10 business partners, and then I'll be like, or whatever. I just write it in the steam on the mirror or in the shower. It works. It's amazing, because you're telling your brain, you're not telling it you can't, you're telling it that you can. Yeah. Anyway, so that's personal development, power of the mind. It's all very fascinating, psychology that goes into it. Now, let's chat. One of the biggest things that I've probably learned in the last couple of weeks and months is it's recognizing with your business, you have to switch it over, because a lot of the time we're like, we want to go out and recruit, we want to get people into our team, and we start thinking that it's about us, right? We're like, well, I want to promote, I want to get that next rank, I want to build my team, and that's all well and good. Like, I think like that too, but it's the moment you switch it over that you're out there to help somebody else, and it isn't about you. You're out there to help someone. So if you switch your brain from going, I need to go and recruit someone today, to who can I help today? Whether it's just the fact that you've reached out to a person and said, hey, how you doing? That could have made their day. It could have been the fact that they thought that they're like, oh, wow, you thought that I would be good at what you do. Wow, that's amazing. That's adding value to that person. So there's a thing in the industry that they call posture. And I heard this term like 7 years ago when I got into this industry, and kind of forgot about it until I started back in Ray's group. I'm like, oh my goodness, posture. And posture is basically you keeping control of, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it. Like Christy or Zanny or someone, if you've got a better description of it, you can unmute yourself and explain it better. But it's basically saying that, you don't need them, they need you kind of mentality. So that when you're talking to people, you get objections and there's some negativity thrown at you, it's kind of just putting on you like, well, that's okay. I understand how you feel. That's all right. It's not the right time for you right now. When you're ready, I'm here to help you jump on board. I've got to go and help my team. I've got some team members waiting for me to chat to them, so I'm just going to go focus on that right now. Showing that person, hey, you're not in control of this conversation. I'm in control of this conversation. And it takes practice. It takes you owning who you are. And then you're like, you know what? You're actually missing out on this and this opportunity. And you just like move on to the next. And it actually ends up creating this sense for them like, oh, but I am good enough to be like, they will actually then come back to you and be like, but I want to be on your team. Like, oh, I'm really not as busy as what I said I was, or I actually really do have the money and I was just making excuses. It's flipping it around where you are absolutely in control. And you can, again, do lots of research on posture, but it's something that's so important in this industry because it's very easy to get walked over. Right? As soon as someone says no, or the word pyramid scheme, or what are you trying to get people into? What scam are you in now? We instantly start like, and I feel like, oh, right? And you're just like, oh, you curl up into this ball and you just like that. And all of a sudden they're owning you, right? There's that power. They've all of a sudden got this power over you. And that's what they want. And whether they mean to do it or not, it is what it is. And so having the correct posture is like, well, I appreciate your opinion and you're entitled to that. That's fantastic. I'm going to continue growing my business and my income despite what you think. And that's okay. I respect you if you can respect me. And all of a sudden you've kind of just shut them down. And there's nothing they're going to say against that. Some people just, who cares, whatever. They're just going to be narrow-minded the whole lives. So maintaining your posture. And there was a video today, oh my gosh, Danny, the one on the power of the alternative. Oh, my brain just went boom. Do you want to explain it, Danny? She's like, no. Go on.
I can't find my notes on that one, but it was very, it was flipping it over. So instead of somebody saying, the usual excuses that we are coming across, or I find that everybody else is coming across, it's, your time, money, and so on, and saying, oh, okay, I understand you've got no time, but, what's your plan for that? And flipping it. So making them aware that they haven't actually got a plan for not having any time or not enough money and, that sort of thing. So,
it was
putting it back on them and making them aware that, you actually could have the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, like if they say, a really good way, like when you're chatting to someone, is asking them, why do you want to create an extra income? And they're like, oh, I want to buy a house, a car, I want to take my kids to Disneyland, etc. And then, as the conversation goes on, oh, look, I don't have the money to do this right now. Oh, okay, well, I understand that. But, you just explained to me that you really would love to buy a house for you and your family and take the kids to Disneyland. If you don't do this, how are you going to make that happen? And he referred to it like you're giving them that subliminal message, like, if you don't do this. So you're already telling them you kind of have to do this if you want to get there. And what are they going to say to that? Like, what is your alternative? Like, if you don't do this, what is your plan to go and get that house? Like, how are you going to come up with that extra finance? Right? You're, again, posture, and you're flipping it back onto them, like Zanny said. It's showing the power of the alternative. And it could be, like Zanny said, time, or your time and money tend to be the big thing. Or like, even with the whole there's no wine thing, that was that. He literally tagged me in a video last night. So first of all, the power of the alternative, flipping it back on them. And what it comes to is that you have to stop and think. It's so easy for us to quickly get a message going, no, thanks, I'm not really interested. I'm too busy right now. And my instant response was, okay, thanks, but no, whatever. Whereas it would be sitting back thinking, okay, how can I own this conversation again, and saying, I understand, I appreciate that. However, you did mention that XYZ, or what is it that, because we ask people, are you open to learning more about this opportunity? Then they've told you they're not interested in learning more, and you're like, oh, I just want to understand, what made you change your mind, because you were open to learning more about this, and now that you've said that you're not, I just, trying to understand where you're coming from in the story. Like, whether it's on the phone or a message, the power of the pause and learning when to shut up. Guess who struggles with that? But the power of the pause, like if you stop talking, you're actually owning the conversation, because they have to talk. They have to then say something because you've stopped talking. So you can be like, well, this opportunity has done XYZ for me. And asking questions obviously is the best way to own a conversation and be in control, is to ask questions, but stop talking, because then they have to respond. And you, exactly, Christy, people hate silence. I hate silence. This is why I continue to talk. I have issues. People, they'll have to say something, and then it gives you something on what to work with, and you can see what they're thinking and where they're coming from as well. So the power of the pause, the power of the alternative. Obviously, we could do like hours and hours on this, but this is giving you a rough idea. Now, the thing that I really wanted to talk about is, when a lot of us are using like text, like messages on social media. That's how I've been growing my business and have done for so long. And we can be very quick, one, to reply without really thinking. So that's why I really wanted to talk about that posture and, owning who you are, and knowing that, you have to have that self-belief that you are in the best business industry. You're going to the top. You don't need that person to join your team. You don't need them, because you can go and talk to 20 million other people and have them join you, right? You don't need that person. They need you more than you need them. And so when we're messaging people, we can get like, and I'm so bad at this, you're like, oh, this person's so excited and so interested. And like, you literally drop everything just to talk to this person, right? And you're like, oh, they're totally going to join it. And why haven't I heard from them? Why aren't they responding to me? And you just start having this like, oh, what have I said? What have I done wrong? And you overanalyze it, and you're freaking out. It's like, when do I follow up? Should I follow up today? What do I say if I follow up? and you don't want to be that annoying network marketer, right? So the best thing that you can do is, I mean, this company has made it so simple. Like the funnel is so simple. Someone asks, you know, most of the people that I've brought into business have asked me about it. I've got to start being more proactive. But okay, are you interested in, you know, if I could show you a way to bring in an extra income that's not going to, how does he put it, affect what you're currently doing, would you be open to learning more? Yes. Or someone's seen that you posted about wine. What's this wine thing you're doing? Oh, and I tend to just say, thank you so much for your interest in this business. It's so exciting. May if I could show you a quick 20-minute video, would you be interested in looking at and learning more? Or can I please send you a link? You know, I'll send them the Wine Team 123 page, or if they've checked that out, then I might send them a recording from one of our team calls. And I say to them, when you've checked it out, please let me know, and then I'm can help to answer the questions that you might have. And it's really, like, sometimes it might take them a day to even look at it, because, you know, if someone sent me a video, for me to actually sit down and make the time to watch a video, that for me is sitting down and taking time. I actually had one of my prospects last night, I think I'm going to watch it on the toilet. That's what she said to me today. Like, I'm a mum, totally get that. Sometimes it's the only piece we get. Or you could have, they might have it on the shower, whatever. And then it's like, you've said to them, you know, if you've told them and you've set that tone that you're going to watch it, I need to know when you finish watching it so that I can help, you know, answer questions. The other thing that you can do is, would it be okay if I followed up with you tomorrow to answer any questions that you might have? Yeah, and that's right, Chrissy. If people are really interested, they'll just watch it. But if you set that tone, say, if I send you this video, may I follow up with you tomorrow to answer any questions? Or I know another training that Eric Warre does, George, is when will you have time to watch the video? Oh, I could watch it tonight. Fantastic. So you'll watch the video tonight. Is it okay if I follow up with you tomorrow? You're setting the tone. You're owning that conversation. You're showing them that your time is also precious as well as theirs. So you're being respectful as well. You're not just going to be jumping down that throat. Have you watched the video yet? Have you watched the video yet? Why haven't you watched the video yet? Right? You don't want to be that person. And they, like, I've got conversations that have been going on for 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 months, right? People don't join your team in your time frame. It's got to be in theirs. However, we have this wonderful compensation plan called Binary, which is brilliant for those that have fear of missing out. Me, right? Me, right. Which is all of us. We can see an opportunity and we're like, oh, I've got to take hold of this, right? So I posted a question in the Rank Makers because blah, blah, blah. I had this prospect in Canada. She reached out to me, what is this wine business? We had a conversation on the phone, and I sent her something to watch or whatever. And she sends me a message saying, like, she was so excited. She said, oh my goodness, I'm even going to be in New York in October for those conference dates. I'm like, this is brilliant, right? She comes back and it all comes from fear, let's be honest. Oh, I'm going to join your team, but I'm going to wait till March because then it's spring because it's Canada and I'm super busy in fall and it'll give me lots of time to research it, right? And I'm just like, that's a really silly answer. Like, well, what would Ray do? So I put this on the Rank Makers page just to see what other people would say to this, and you know, that came back with some really good responses, and just kind of like, well, thanks. You know, one person said thank you. I appreciate that. you know, I wouldn't want to force you into anything. It's important that my team are, you know, ready and committed when they do start, so that I can ensure that I can put, you know, my focus and effort into the helping them, etc. Look forward to having you join my team, whatever. So then you're owning it, like, well, what else? I don't really need you on my team, instead of using that desperation. Now, Ray Higdon went live last night and tagged me, like, this is in response to Alicia John's question, because I said that it was binary. And his response was brilliant. He said it's because binary, obviously there's that urgency. And his response was amazing. He said it's all about your tone and your, like, the way that you would say it. So he said, like, saying it really slow. I understand that you are busy in fall, and that March would obviously be a better time for you to start this business. However, I have this rock star that is, like, literally about to join, and I know that she's going to be, like, see how my speeds changed? I know that they are going to be bringing in a heap of people, and with the way that the system works, those people would automatically be placed under you. Now, that's like 50% of your team being built. Now, I'm not here to hand out a charity business or anything like that to you. You know, you would have to work. But if you've already got this rock star that would be placed under you because you got in first, that is going to give you real leverage in this business. Right? So you're making them sound boom. And we're like, wow, slow. Like, you don't want to get started. I understand, you know, then you're making them, like, kind of doubt their decision, because they should be doubting that decision. And then creating that urgency again. Is that how it went, Zanny? It was kind of like that. Was that right? Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, why wouldn't you then just go, oh yeah. And we have, I mean, some people would still be like, if they're a super analytical, detail-orientated person, there's nothing you can say. They have to make that decision. It's just that type of person is not, you can't convince them otherwise. But the majority of people would then go, oh, you actually make 100% sense now. And, like, we have that position where we go, look, there's literally only 50 people in Australia. By the time we launch, whether it's by December or by February, March, whenever, that's going to be, I'm hoping we're at least the 400 or 500 mark. Like, we have to smash the UK. Like, come on, there was 400 of them. We can do better than that. Right? So, you can easily say to someone, look, that understand, I feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. However, I found that, you know, others were having success, and that it was important to get in early with this business. Feel, felt, found. It's really important to use that. I understand how you feel. I completely felt the same way, you know. Timing, especially finances, wasn't, you know, good for me, etc. But I found that after talking to those that had already joined, or people in the United Kingdom who had, you know, been building their business without wine, that they were having a heap of success, lots of interest, and I knew that this would be something that would take off out here in Australia. And, you know, I found the cash and got started, and it paid off. That feel, felt, found is really, really important, because in the end, people buy emotion. They're not buying a product. They're not buying your team. They're joining you as a person. They're not joining direct sellers either, because they could join any one of us. If they wanted to join direct sellers, they could just go to the website and join up, and it would be they'd randomly be placed under someone, I think. But they are joining you, but they're buying on emotion. So you have to kind of use that. So for someone like me who's like does not want to miss out. I was like, I've got to find this money now, like breaking piggy banks and whatever. Like I can't miss out. Okay. So just owning who you are, not creating that sense of urgency for them, but also, with your follow-up, create the intention that you are going to follow up is really important. We have the opportunity to kind of say, every Monday, hey, I understand you're super busy. I totally understand. Are you free tonight at 8 p.m? Because we do have a really great information call with some of the leaders. You could say the top leaders from the United Kingdom, the top leaders in Australia. We're all the top leaders in Australia, so kind of easy, right? To say that. In a year's time, that's going to look completely, we will still be the top leaders in Australia, right? But the Zooms are going to be looking a lot different. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting right now, even thinking about that. So don't be desperate. People can smell desperate. They don't want to be joined desperate. They don't want to be pressured into anything. And that's why these techniques that I'm showing you tonight is not creating you showing desperate or hounding them. It's putting it back on them without them even knowing. Do you know what I mean? It's just using the power of the brain and not tricking them, but just making them use their brain better and being like, you know what, you're being a bit silly with that decision right now. And it comes from fear. Let's be honest. The reason that you get these excuses of I don't have the money, I don't have the time, is because they're scared. That's 100% where that is coming from, is that they're scared or they actually don't have the money. But then I look at that as I didn't have the money to draw in direct sellers. I literally didn't have $300 sitting in my bank account. I found it. I sold some stuff. I borrowed some money from my dad. I actually had some sitting in a piggy bank. I literally had to smash open a piggy bank. And I found it. If people, and there's that great example that Crystal always tells us, and she's always said to me, if you said to someone that they could buy a brand new Mercedes tomorrow and it was only going to cost them $300, Christy says it, they'd find $300 to buy a brand new Mercedes tomorrow, right? Or I can send you to Europe tomorrow for $300, all expenses paid. Yes! So I can find $300 tomorrow. And he's like, yeah! Or whatever it is that you love. People would find the money if you said, most people, some people, there's some people you just don't want on your team either. I'm not being judgmental, but there are some people that would, unfortunately, if they did lots of personal development and got over themselves and blah, 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 anyone can be successful. There's just some people you don't want on your team, and it's like, thank you. I don't think you can actually say to them, I don't think this is for you. Perhaps you should just, when we have one, I think it would be best that maybe you just start as a customer. You can say that, and then that you can actually use that technique with some people, and they're like, no, but I think it is for me, and they'll join your team and they'll be a rock star. But remember, you don't need everyone on your team, right? In the end, you really just need 2 cool rock stars that just go boom, right? Imagine if everyone's like, that's really, with this business, all it takes. So you don't be desperate. It's only 9 people to master seller. That seems freaky for some people, but I've come from companies where, oh my goodness, if you only recruited 9 people, you're not going far. So you don't be desperate, because people hate that and they can smell it. Be genuine, build those relationships, switch your mindset to helping people instead of helping yourself. That's a huge one. Waking up, who am I going to help today? Who am I going to help? Is there any questions or anything like that, guys? No. You can unmute yourself. I don't care. Interrupt me at any time. Am I adding it? Am I making any sense? Have I helped anyone in tonight? Cool.
You have. You've made a lot of sense,
Thanks, George.
Alicia. My friend that attended the meeting the other night, she told me she couldn't afford to come on board, although she loved the whole idea and everything about it.
Yeah.
Because she has some health issues.
Yes.
which I know are true.
Yeah.
And she's having some operations. So there are times where you have to sort of say, okay.
Yeah. It's a shame because it obviously would be something that would really benefit her at the same time.
Yes, but she doesn't work either. So it's a bit of a setback, but I really believe she'll come on board.
Yeah.
I really do believe she will.
Yeah.
Whether that's this week or next week, I don't know.
And that's the thing. Like, if someone says to you, I'm going to sign up in a month's time, that is okay as long as they understand, you know, the positioning thing can be very important. If it's, that's fine. I mean, they're still going to get their place in the team and all of that. Sometimes, you know, like with your friend George, you know, there are genuinely reasons why people, you know, there's stuff going on in their life that it would literally make it impossible. But I would also see that as a way of saying to her, you know, I don't know, like, there's stuff that she might, like, if you could work out a plan with her. Okay, well, it's about $300. Let's work out a plan together of, you know, could we sell some stuff, or, you know, put away aside this amount this week or whatever, and just kind of work with her that way, because then she's going to feel, not that you're pressuring her, but like just that you want to help her get in, and, you know, that team is booming as well. Like, your team is going crazy over there too. So, oh, cool. Thank you, Christy. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, people have stuff going on, and there's, you know, if someone said to you, I'm going on holidays, you don't really want, like, it's different with our business because the binary, like, they can miss out, like, so you also want them to have that fire that when they do sign up, that they are kind of ready to go as well. Timing. Absolutely. For some people, you know, if they join at the wrong time and then they're busy, then they kind of like, oh yeah, that thing that I joined, I don't know, and it can kind of take a bit to reel them back in again. So it comes down to also figuring out what kind of personality type they are as well. Can also play a big role in it. And, you know, I mean, this business is all about psychology, really. I feel sometimes we need a psychology degree. Again, personal development. Sorry, go, George.
Yes, she did say she was going to talk to her partner and her parents over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's Father's Day over the weekend, she's going to see her parents and all that sort of thing. So hopefully
they won't talk her out of it.
Sponsor her.
Yeah,
they want to sponsor her, and maybe they want to come on board as well, because she's going to talk to them about business as well.
Yeah.
So
that
fingers crossed. I might get a couple more leads out of it.
Woo-hoo. That's the plan. And it's just that follow-up. And you could even just kind of help put her mind at ease. Like, you know, I know you're going to be chatting to your family over the weekend.
Yeah, I told her that.
If they want to talk to you or Christy or whoever, to get that edification. So then because sometimes when they said they're going to go talk to their husband, generally they're not going to sign up, because husband gets in their ear, tells them it's a scam, tells them they're wasting
money. I don't think it's a husband.
Oh, good. That's even better. But sometimes that whole family and friends thing, because they don't get it, they haven't heard all the information, they haven't built that rapport and that relationship either.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, someone like me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, Alicia. That's what's happening. That's what happened tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it does. And, you know, yes, you want them to be respectful, but I mean, me personally, if my husband had said you're not joining wife, actually he did say you're not joining wife, is like, Yeah, that's not going to happen. I love you, but I'm sorry.
No.
And it means
I really love my wife to meet you guys.
Yeah. She needs to get a look. Partners is a whole other issue, and that tends to be sometimes our biggest struggle in this industry, and friends and family. So sometimes when they say they're going to go talk to their friends and family, for me that's just like, how do I? And I feel that might be there'd be a rate and something on that, a training on that. But you've kind of got to make them think, okay, if does their opinion really matter? Like that's, in the end, it's your life. You've got to make that decision for yourself.
Yeah.
And what's the it was on the Ray Daly thing today. It was interesting. He said that, what did he say? That indecision is the number one. Zanny, what was it? Indecision was the number one reason why businesses fail in the US or something, because the entrepreneurs or business owners aren't quick to make decisions. So indecision kills everything. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I think it was indecision is better. Is worse than bad decision.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, indecision is better. Worse. Stop saying better. It was worse. So sitting on the fence, not deciding, was worse than making a bad decision, because we can learn from them. But yeah,
indecision, not bad decision, causes more financial ruin in US businesses than anything else.
And it was an astronomical dollar figure in the US businesses.
Yeah, it was like
huge, 450 billion.
Yeah, something crazy.
Was it billion?
Yeah,
it was some huge figure. I wish it was a global figure, like something that we could use as a relatable figure for us, but it was a US business stat. Obviously, he's American, but indecision is worse, more damaging than bad decision.
And from the coaching thing that I had today, she was saying that like people that can make decisions really quickly, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision, tend to have more success, and kind of push further forward in life. Because in the end, there's no such thing as a bad decision. It's just something that you're going to learn from, right? And that's where he was coming from as well. Like, people can join a network marketing company. The business model works. The products work, means wine. Can't not work. The only reason that people don't succeed is because of themselves. That's it. Chrissy's, I've made some too. Awesome life lessons. Exactly. There's no such thing as regret. It's a life lesson. We just tell ourselves, let's make sure our kids don't make the same ones. So it's, you can't not say to someone, no, don't talk to your husband about it, because you don't want to be ruining marriages either. But it's also saying to them, I understand you've got to talk to your husband. However, please keep in mind that this is a legitimate opportunity. He may not understand that. He hasn't had the chance to have a conversation with me or look at the business properly or talk to leaders in the business like you have. So he's probably going to be coming from a very different angle than what you are. So keep that in mind. But, in the end, you have this opportunity has the ability to help you to buy that dream home and go to Disneyland with the kids. And ask him, when you're talking to him, what's the alternative? Put it back on them. Oh, where did that come from, Alicia? I just shocked myself. But it is that you could teach them the power of the alternative to give to their partner. Like, well, what is the alternative? We put $300 into a business, work it for 6 months, see what happens. Right? Boom. It's just, the mind is so powerful. Just gotta trick it. Just trick these husbands and partners and family members. Some people will just never get it. There's just negative Nancy's out in the world, and who, you know, their opinions aren't going to pay your bills. In a story. The other quick thing I thought we should quickly touch on is just goals, like goal setting. I feel that's super important. I know we touched on it briefly last time, but just daily goals can be, and it shouldn't be a, did we talk about this last training? I can't remember. What? Tell me. Oh, dream board.
Not really.
Oh, cool. Look at Christy's dream board. Woo-hoo. Everyone should have a dream board or a photo that they've created on their phone, or even if it's just goals written down. You have to know why you're, like, what is your purpose? That's a really hard question, and I've been asked that today. But she's, what's your purpose? What? I'm like, I don't know. But when it comes to business, I know what I want, and, like, you know, things like that. So you have to know why you joined Direct Sellers. What is your motivation? And where do you want it to take you? And that's not like a 5-minute thought. Like, we can all say, oh, I want to have money. Why do you want to have money? I want to go to Disneyland. Why do you want to go to Disneyland? Because it's where Mickey Mouse lives, and I love Mickey Mouse. I don't know. How's it going to feel when you go to Disneyland? Who are you going to take with you? What time of year is it going to be? And really owning that experience, like vision. Vision is so important. Like, really envisioning yourself with whatever your dream goal is. It could be that you want to help more people. You know, like, I want to have more finance so that I can go out and give more to charity, or I can, you know, help my elderly parents out, or whatever, put my kids through a better school, things like that. So you're having those bigger goals, but it's really important to break down the goals, because if, economical freedom, and because that's going to then create time. You know, even in the end, it's not all just about the money. It's literally that it's going to give you time to do whatever you want. That's what it comes down to.
Alicia,
Pardon, yeah, go.
can I just say something on the goals?
Go, yes, you are good at this stuff. Go. Interrupt.
So, you know, when we're talking about our goals, we actually need to talk about them like we've already achieved them. So, you know, like my goal, you know, was to hit Master Seller by the end of August. Now, I have, you know, 2.5 hours left, and I can't see, you know, me signing 4 people in the next 2.5 hours. But
you've got till 2 o'clock
like,
tomorrow. You've got till
there we go. I've got, yeah, and a sick 4-year-old, but that's okay. It won't stop me trying.
Excuses.
No excuses. But so record yourself on your phone saying, you know, it's you know, the end of August. I'm a master seller with Direct Sellers. I have an, you know, amazing life. I'm earning a good income for my family. You know, whatever, and how it feels. And then you need to listen to that back. You need to listen to yourself saying it, because if you talk in that pre or past tense, like your mind just goes, nah, not true. But if you say, I am, not I'm going to be, I am a master seller, you will just get there. And if you listen to it over and over, you will just achieve it. So record yourself, have it on one of your phone voice memo things, and listen to it every day. It's just as important as writing those goals down. So, you know, I do that steam dreams. I actually write master seller in the shower every single day. So, but, you know, to listen to yourself saying it, not someone else. You know, I could tell Zanny she's going to be a master seller, but until she believes it herself, it's actually not going to happen. So, you know, that's where that comes important. So sorry to steal your time, but I'm going to hand it back to you. Thanks, Alicia.
Stealing my time. This is an open forum, my love, and you are really good at that stuff. It's just all breaking it down as well. Like, and I think what Christy said is brilliant. You have to vision it. Otherwise, what's the point, right? We can all say, "Hey, I want to make $1 million," but the back of our head's telling us, "No, you don't. You don't really want to know. You don't want $1 million." It is what it is. You have to see it, like Christy said. I think breaking the goal down, like we can all say, yeah, I want $1 million by the end of the year. But if Ray, he gave this brilliant example. If you were given when you were at school and you got given an assignment, oh, it's due at the end of term, did any of us really start that assignment at the beginning of term? Zanny did. Pretty sure my mum would have made me because she was psycho mother. But yeah, nothing was done last minute when at that stage of my life. Clearly I rebel now. But he gave the example, like most people would start it either halfway through the term or a week before it was due, or there were even those people who managed to somehow pull an assignment up out of their butt the night before, right? That was Christy. Look how successful, and Jeanette. I love this personality types. But he said, if you have a goal, like, yeah, you can have that greater goal. But he said, you have to have the smaller goals that are going to help you get to where you want to go. Now, even a daily goal, like sometimes we are like, well, I want to sign someone up today. I want to sign whether it's a customer or a promoter into your team. However, your goal should actually be, how many people can I speak to today? Your goal isn't how many people I can sign up. Your goal every day is how many people can I get in front of, whether it's just a text message or like a message, hey, how you going? You did 3 uni degrees with last minute assignments. This is why I didn't do university. I wouldn't have coped. It's breaking down the mini goals. So how many people can you add as new friends on social media today? How many people can you, if you're a phone person, ring them up. Hey, if I could show you a way to make an extra income that's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing, would you be open to learning more? Yes. Awesome. Do you mind if I send you a quick 20-minute video? When would you have a chance to look at it? Fantastic. I'll shoot it through and I'll follow up with you tomorrow. Boom. Right? That's a great phone call. I wish I could get on the phone. I will work on that this year. Or a message, hey, how you going on social media? Like, how many friends do you have that you've not actually even spoken to on Facebook? Just sending a message, not asking them straight away going into the business. Please don't be that person where you're like, hi, I've got this amazing business opportunity and you totally need to learn about it. No, I don't even know who you are. I'm going to delete you now. No. Just build a relationship. How many people can you go out and just message tomorrow and build a relationship with? You know, they'll end up stalking you anyway and trying to figure out what the hell it is that you do. And then they'll ask you, look, I've stalked your page. I have no idea what it is that you do. What is it? Because you look like you're doing something. And it looks like it might involve wine. I like wine. I need to know what it is you're doing, right? That's the ideal conversation right there. But you've already built the relationship, like, this person seems normal. They don't want me for my money, right? So that's like a daily goal. How much personal development can you do today? How many people do you want to speak to? If you've got some team members, you know, even just reaching out and going, hey, how you doing? I need to work on that. So I'm sorry. Hi, how you doing? You know, daily goals, it can just be exercise. I need to get up early and go exercising. A random person today just asked me how many. Trish, that's brilliant. That is what you want. You know, one of the quick tips I'll give you on social media is you don't actually want people to know what you're doing. You want them to create that curiosity, and where they are, like, what is it? Like, I love going through other network marketing pages and seeing if I can figure out which company they're in, because they're using that attraction/curiosity marketing. Once a week, they might post about their opportunity, but they'll never say which company they're with, right? They'll never say, you know, it's a bit different with us because we've got one product, it's wine. So it's not hard to put a wine post up all the time, right? Our friends usually aren't shocked by this. Sorry, go, Zaddy.
Oh, sorry. I was just adding that curiosity creates the interest.
Mm.
So we can do it without saying why. And if you think about it, that's what this time is for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is my research time.
Exactly.
Before we go live, this is
we
that.
don't even have wine. We just have to say we've got an amazing opportunity. You know, like, oh, this opportunity is, you know, you can put a post on Facebook tonight going, oh, I just had some incredible training with some incredible people, so fired up for the future. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what happens, or whatever. Something that's going to create that curiosity without sharing. You know, obviously they know what she's doing something. And it's not that they're necessarily, you know, it can take time. Some people are super curious and want to know straight away. Other people just start watching, and people are watching what you are doing and what you're saying, which is why social media is a platform to literally have as your highlight reel. No negativity. Be yourself. Be genuine. No negativity. Have fun. Put a funny meme up. Don't swear. Although some crazy network marketers think, you know, that's all right. I don't know. I just don't think it's professional. You know, you want to be professional. So there's so many tips on social media. It's not even funny. Go live. Some of you are doing really good. Yes. Danny, did you go live the other day? No. Trish did, didn't she? Chrissy does.
Yeah, I did as well. I'm loving it. I talk for 25 minutes and I've never talked for that long. I couldn't shut up.
It's so much fun, and video is, you know, the way with social media. And you create a following. Like, I have people that watch every single one of my lives. Some of them I don't want them to join my team. I'm not being negative. It is what it is. But they just want to watch my lives. It just becomes a thing. And the more you do, the more people look forward to them. And it's creating a content. It doesn't always have to be about business or anything like that. It can just be something that you've learned that day. You know, like, I could go live tonight and talk about the coaching call that I had today, because it was amazing and mind-blowing. Nothing to do with my business. You know, it's fun. It could be a 2-minute live of your kids singing. I don't know. But it's a really good way to create a brand for yourself, and that interaction as well. So I might open up some questions because we've got a couple more minutes, and I'm feeling really dizzy for some reason. So has anyone got some questions that they want to chat about, anything to do with growing their DC business?
And I've got to tell you, I've got a few New Zealand contacts, right?
Yes.
Quite a few. Yes, a bit too many at the moment. But I think 2 of them are trying to sweeten everything with me rather than the wine business.
Got some propositions there, have you, Sylvia?
Yeah, I've just seen some of them flashing up now. Now, I'm not talking to them about anything other than the business. How do I handle that one?
I would be like, I would be probably blunt with them. Are you interested in me or the business? Because if I'm purely here to chat business, I tell them you got a partner.
I wouldn't have brought it up, but they've just come up with some messages flashing on my screen.
I would say that you have a partner, and thanks that you're a professional. And if you're not willing to talk to them on a professional level, then bye-bye. I don't know. What would you? I'd be blocking and deleting them, to be honest.
Oh God, it's some interesting characters.
Gotta love you. And that's the thing. Like, I was saying this to you today, Sylvie. Like, there will be people that reach out to you and just like, oh dear, I don't. Ooh. Well, that's true, Christy.
I've had them too, Christy. Not from these guys though.
And you know what? You're still running a business, and you've got to think, if someone walks into your business, like a store, and said those things to you, what would you do? You'd probably get them removed, right? You'd tell them to get out. You're a professional. This is a business. You don't want people like them in your team.
No, but not far off it. I'm looking at that name. No.
And just, thanks. I don't think this is for you. I appreciate your time. Thanks. Just tell them it's not for them. Right? You just grow, you know, you've just got to be tough. Like, you know, you're a businesswoman, you're an entrepreneur. Those people that are, you know, are real entrepreneurs and business people out in the big wide world, they wouldn't take crap like that. So we shouldn't have to either. You know,
I just ignore it. I completely and utterly ignore it and only discuss the business with them regardless of what they've said so far.
I'd probably delete and block them. If that was me, I wouldn't even waste my time with them. To be honest, Sylvia, those people aren't wasting your time. Focus on people that actually don't want to know what your marital status is or how they send stupid pictures.
They haven't even bothered asking about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Alicia, I
Yes,
have a question.
Yes, George.
I have a friend in Croatia that has contacts in the UK.
Cool.
Okay.
Actually,
How is that going to work? If he can bring in clients or prospects, or how will that work?
well, I was listening today, the UK master sellers, like we have a chat group, and one of the guys that had a lead in Abu Dhabi, who she's actually British but doesn't have British credit cards or addresses and stuff like that. And Shio just gave him, well, just pretend he was like another Australian or UK person. So sign them up. Obviously, they're not getting wine. They're a Croatian citizen.
They are, but they lived in Australia for a certain amount of period of time. I believe he's married to a Australian girl.
Oh, okay.
So I believe he has Australian citizenship. So
well, he could.
yeah,
He could. I'm wondering if. I don't know. That's interesting because you kind of think, well, he lives close to the UK. It would make more sense for him to sign up as a British, like a UK promoter, and have his wine shipped to the US.
I've got friends there to ship wine to.
Yeah.
Because he can change it later, remember?
Yeah, could he change it to be Australian?
He can. If we can change ours from American to Australian, we get that pre-launch period where we get to then nominate, say, hey, look, you know, actually I stick my hand up and be honest, you know, I'm not American, I am Australian.
Yeah.
Sign me over to Australia. And so he'll have that period of time where he can then choose, does he want to stay, you know, in the UK or, you know, did he want to come down to Australia? And it can build an income, just not have product.
Yeah, he could absolutely do that, George. And they are planning on opening up, you know, Germany, France, and Spain by the end of next year anyway. So that would be an advantage to him.
Yeah, well, I think the main
he just wouldn't get wine.
Question is, he won't get any wine either way.
No.
But he could build his network
just like we are.
Through the UK.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Or through Australia, because he has contacts in both areas.
Yep.
He could still
100%
make a go of it.
Yeah, just the same as we are. And I mean, you know, even if he had links in, you know, France,
Germany
and stuff, because they're the countries that they're speaking of next. I mean, it's such a weird way to do this business. Like, you know, other companies you wouldn't imagine doing it, but it just works and the company's okay with it. So if he's happy to jump on board, George, and know that, you know, he can send his wine on auto ship to the UK, he's got friends, he could build customer base over there in the UK now, especially as they're going to get wine from this weekend. So he can have customers over there and build a team, but he could also build a team in Australia and the US as well, and Canada.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So there's that scope for all of us as well. Like, it's kind of exciting because there's no country off limits. And I think they said the other day that China's on their radar as well. Once they reach 300 million in sales or something, they'll want to open up in China. Chinese love network marketing. network.
I've heard there's some law issues
Yeah,
in China
there's always.
regarding network marketing.
I know the
I'm
UK
not-
is pretty strict. I don't know that every country's got different legislation, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I know China's got their weird skincare laws as far as animal testing goes, but
that's a market you want to get into.
Or someone that you
Asia.
even want on your team now.
Asia. You know,
Asia in
5
general.
billion people.
Like, isn't the
There's a lot of
Philippines
people
one of the biggest network marketing? Like, Philippines love Indonesia, even Thailand. Like, it's those kind of countries. Like, I know that with other companies there, that's where their biggest earners are.
How
And
about India? How
Yeah,
about India?
India's-
The amount of people who are contacting me from India are crazy.
Look, we
Yeah.
just opened up the company I'm with in India, and it's just an absolute nightmare. Unless you know Indian-based Australian people, I don't think it's worth it.
I haven't gone down that path. I'm just seeing how many people contact
I
me. I'm telling
block
them that
them if
we're
they're
not
from
there yet. So, sorry?
people from other. I'm not being like, if they're from typical countries that want to marry white people, I just block them. I've had some guy from Iraq friend request me. I don't think you might be a terrorist.
Trish got serenaded.
Pardon?
Trish got serenaded. A guy actually sung her a song and everything.
Oh, that's romantic, Trish. Why don't you marry him? All right, we're still recording. If there's any, you guys, this
Oops, I forgot about that in the recording.
I know, I just realized that too.
Oh, shit.
This company is super professional. They are doing everything right, by the book, and that's what kind of no, they are. The thing that resonates with me, and I've said this 1,000 times before, is the leadership and the professionalism that this company has. When you've got a company, that paid Ray Higdon $20,000 to go to Aruba on that leadership retreat, that's phenomenal. That's amazing. And I've been with companies over the last 7 years, and no, they've never outsourced. You wouldn't dare outsource a trainer to come in like that. So that is what, I can't explain it. We're in a really, really lucky position. And I think the professionalism that comes alongside this company just cements in my head that it is actually going to stick around for a very, very long time. I know Christy has said that, and Sylvia can see that as well. And, others that have been with other companies, and Crystal even set up a group message thread with me and David DiStefano the other night. Like, the CEO of the company. And she's like, oh, hi, David, this is Alicia. She's going to be coming to New York. And I'm like, and he was so like, yeah, cool. I said, okay, I'd love an audience with you. He's like, yeah, we can catch up for a while. I'd love that. I'm like, okay. Like, he goes, if you guys want me on a call one night, happy to do that with your Australian team. He goes, yeah, he goes, you wouldn't even believe what's coming. I'm like, you can tell me. He's like, haha, not going to happen. Like, he's super down to earth. I tried. I'll just give him a few wines in New York and we'll see what we can get out of him. I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, George, go.
I just want to ask a question. I noticed Crystal today archived one of the Facebook threads and then unarchived it several hours later. What was that about? I think it was
an accident.
The international one.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that too.
It's an accident.
Okay.
I feel that we need to consolidate all the groups. There's way too many groups. And
I agree.
Oh, I don't like it. So I don't know that they were saying that on the thing today. I don't think we need to be a part of half of those groups. Look, in the end, we're a new company. We're still learning and all that kind of stuff. I feel that I personally love being in the We Will Win page. Is that the one you like, Christy? What were you saying?
I love Nina's lives. They're really educational.
Yeah.
I got a bit of girl crush on her. I learned so much. I get really excited. It's just that daily slap in the face, that motivation, that that energy she brings, like just to life.
Yeah.
Is amazing, and I just want to stay in that group for her energy.
Yeah. And I feel that, like, if anything, the groups, obviously the international wine gang will get, like, we really need to kind of maybe ramp that up. But if any, being part of a team group is super important for a lot of people, because a lot of people join a company to feel a part of something, and that makes them to feel, a part of something. And if you have, like, I would start a team, maybe obviously, well, we've got the Aussie Wine Train page, but like down the track, that'll be our page. Like, as we grow and massive and all that, we wouldn't even be part of the UK team. Like, maybe me and the leaders would be, whatever. But down the track, we don't want to have, like, well, Christy's team and my team and Trisha's team and Sylvia's team or whatever. You want one big family where there's all the information, and that's why I'm like, We Will Win page, love, and even just the UK page for now, and the international one. Like, I guess if we start using the international one more, it'll become a better resource. But I feel like when we're adding people to Winning with Wine, We Will Win.
I just use the Winning with Wine as the stepping stone.
Yeah, and then maybe remove them from. Oh no, you can't remove them from that, because they need to add.
They're watching in there, no matter whether they've joined or not.
Yeah.
You've got permission to add them in there, so they've actually shown some interest.
Yeah.
Whether they're actually sitting on the fence, have said no, and they haven't taken themselves off. So you can actually see that they're still in there, they're still receiving all of this information, and you just don't know at any one point in time when that's going to click over.
Yeah.
They reach back out.
And that's why we should use that more then, as a, like, putting exciting things in there that are happening with the team. Like, even if, tonight I might even post that we just had a great training call with our team here in Australia, things that are getting really exciting. That's a prospecting threat, like a little thing for them. So maybe we just add people to the We Will Win, I guess the UK and the international team page. It's still 3 pages.
I haven't actually been. I don't think Jeanette and George, I've added you to the UK one.
Well, maybe don't use the UK one. I know Shio and them, like, that's obviously going to be their main focus, but I feel that their stuff doesn't even, like, it's so different, like their comp, like, and all that is different, so it's probably not even beneficial for us right now.
Unless you've got a UK team in your download.
Then you would put
that might be something for you to ask when you're in New York.
Yeah, and just nutting it out, because I know the UK leaders were saying, like, there's so many team pages. But definitely the We Will Win, because there's so much, and that's the thing, it adds value. When you're, asleep, like the rest of the team is asleep, you've got somewhere to go to get information, and even just using the search function, because generally people will ask questions that you've got a question that someone's already asked, and just using the search function in those groups is really valuable, because you don't have to ask someone, it's already there. So the resources are available to us. And if you know where that information is, it makes it easy for them when you've got your team's growing. You can say, do a search on that team page, because that's where I found some really great helpful information. Showing people where the answers are is a lot more valuable than telling them what the answer is. But thanks, guys. I know it's getting late. I really appreciate your time. I hope I've been able to help you have some tips and all that, and I'm probably just rambled. We know I'm good at that. But super exciting things are happening. It's the beginning of a new week, so huge shout out to all of you for working super hard and, showing up. Like, I've just never seen a team that just shows up. It's just so exciting. So new week, new goals ahead. Don't, yes, it's a completely different week from the week before. It's so crazy how like this business can be like up and down and up and down. So never beat yourself up about, well, I didn't achieve this goal, whatever. You're always moving forward. As long as you're always moving forward, that's all that matters. And there's no time frame. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. You do want to just start, creating a bigger network and just focusing on, if you haven't figured out your why and what you want, then, definitely do that over the weekend. But we've got the call Monday night, we've got the call Wednesday night, but don't wait for those. Like if you've got someone interested, I'm available tomorrow to do some 3-way calls. Christy's available, so just message us, just put a note, like who is available for a 3-way call in the Team Australia thread. Like just ask, because those calls, getting just someone else on the call makes a huge difference. And we just hope we can help seal the deal. So thanks, guys. Let's rock out this week. Smash some goals. Share some wine. And
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we're here available to you guys.
See you later.
Hey, Christy, go
Thank
Crows.
you.
Yay!
See you, Christy.
I don't even know what
See
that
ya.
is.
So I had to throw that in. I'm trying to get there next week.